Hello everybody, welcome to TìandTarot, or welcome back to TìandTarot if you've been here before. So today's reading is all about the last quarter of the year, so we've got October, November, December, and we're just going to see what's happening for you, what information do you need to know, what's coming in, what's going to materialize in your life or manifest for you. So essentially we're just taking a big overall look at the last quarter of the year for you. Last chance to see what good is going to come of this year, what's happening for you, all that stuff. So for today's reading we have 3 piles for you to choose from. We have pile 1, 2 and 3, and you can pick your pile in several different ways. So you can pick based intuitively on the energy of the pile, the number of the pile, the crystal or object on top associated with the pile, although today we will not have that, or based on the numbers in the timestamps below or the zodiac signs in the timestamps below. Instead of crystals today, I actually took some really cute pictures of the moon, okay? And I want to use those. Like, the second I saw the pictures after I'd taken them, I was like, I need to use those in a reading because they're cute. So I'm actually gonna ask you guys if you'd like to pick your pile with a crystal usually, to instead try picking your pile based on the moons that I'm going to upload. So for pile 1 we have this moon. For pile 2 we have this moon. And for pile 3 we have this moon. And for a little close-up on the pictures for pile 1, the oracle cards, for pile 1 we have red squirrel, be resourceful. For pile 2 we have the chameleon with stand out from the crowd. And for pile 3 we have Aventurine, so have a positive mindset. So you guys did get a little crystal technically. But once you have picked your pile, there will be a timestamp in the description box below for you to find your reading more easily, and I will meet you there. Bye! Okay, hello my pile 1s, welcome to your reading. So you chose the red squirrel, and I want to pull some more oracle cards for you guys. Okay, so you have rose quartz, practice self-care. You also have cumin, be loyal to yourself. That is so cute. We also have the painter with productivity and creation. Ooh, we have the warrior with perfectionism and burnout. And we have the puppeteer with explanations and apologies. So just generally my kind of overall general thoughts so far based on your cards is that now it is time to kind of take stock of everything you have and protect it, essentially. So with the squirrels, this is usually around about the time that they are, you know, getting into hibernation mode, hiding their little acorns and that, so that they can dig them out when the winter's over. And so you're kind of getting the same thing. Like, it's time for you to kind of take a look at everything you've created this year, everything you're proud of, everything you've learned, and put that into action and protect it as well. So if there's a certain way of thinking that you've kind of developed over the past year, it could be something you've experienced that has left you with a learning that maybe you need to kind of put into action now, put into practice. But not only that, it's kind of like, in terms of resources, not only just the things you've learned internally and the things that you've accumulated inside, it's also about your material world as well. Be resourceful. Like, now is not the time to be making reckless decisions or to be spending a lot or to be too giving. Now is actually more of a time to think about yourself. And the reason I say that about being too giving is just because even if you are a very generous person, while that's a lovely, amazing thing to have about yourself, sometimes it's hard to tell, you know, when your generosity is needed or not, because you are just naturally a generous person. And at the moment it might be a good idea to kind of hold on to your generosity, not really give things out at the minute, because it could be that not everyone asking for your help is very trustworthy or actually needs it. They might just be eyeing up your resources and being like, yeah, give me some of that, like, so I don't have to kind of go and make my own. So just in order to kind of protect yourself, the universe's kind of message is to just be a little bit more cautious, focus on yourself. Be resourceful, hold on to what you've created. Really put yourself first right now. What I'm kind of seeing as well is you're gonna start to implement some really lovely habits and techniques from the year that you've learned into your life, so that you can both be resourceful but still enjoy your life. So rather than sort of be like, okay, I'm gonna be resourceful, so I'm not gonna buy anything for the next 3 months or whatever. If you're someone who would then be like, oh, but then what am I gonna do? That's sad. Like, that's what picks me up in the day, you know, is buying yourself a little treat from TK Maxx or something, you know. Rather than be like that, I think you're going to be really like thrifty and put into action ways that you can enjoy your life in more like humble, small ways, so that you can achieve the goals, the big outcome goals that you're looking for with being resourceful, and you can kind of keep your peace and go inward. So I can see you, like, for example, in the morning, creating a routine where like you make yourself, you know, a chai latte or a coffee or a tea, but it becomes like this really nice practice for you where you actually get that, you know, however long it takes you to drink your tea, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, you get that 30 minutes, you make your tea, and you sit there and you enjoy that time. So it could be that you read a book, or maybe you like to meditate and think about the day or the previous day. Whatever it is you like to do with like your free time, you're gonna spend those 30 minutes doing it. It could even be watching a show, or, you know, just whatever it is that brings you kind of joy in that moment. For you, that's kind of priceless, and so I think you're gonna be implementing that, or like taking an extra long like bubble bath to really enjoy your time. I can just see you doing really gentle, kind, caring things for yourself that really uplift your spirit in a big way and kind of shifts your perspective on what is valuable to you. Like, I'm seeing a much bigger shift here, because you might be someone who, maybe especially over the past year, has kind of felt like they've been selling their soul a little bit to the kind of lifestyle that is kind of forced from you. So it's kind of like when you take a step back and you look at your life and you think about things that you do. So for example, working, maybe you feel like the payoff or the reward for all that time, that effort, that energy you put into work is not really worth it. And so maybe you're feeling like a little bit like you've kind of sold your soul, or you have to constantly like give a big piece of yourself away, but you don't really want to. It's like you're going to be shifting your priorities there and realizing, what am I doing this for? What am I waiting around for? And you're going to try and find ways that you can actually enjoy your life right now in this moment, while still living that life that maybe you can't, you know, escape from. Because like, for example, we all have to have a job. We all have to kind of do that work, unfortunately. But is there a way that you could do it where it doesn't feel like it's taking your soul anymore? So there's this trade-off almost of productivity and that, you know, grind, but then you finding time in your spare time to not feel like you've just given everything away, and to try and like rebuild that energy. So for example, like, you might have been someone who would go to work, find it really stressful and exhausting, come home and just want to kind of disassociate through the rest of the day. But you're now like, no, I'm going to reclaim my power from that. I'm taking that back. And so you're almost like, when you get back from a day of working, not only do you put less mental stress and pressure on yourself when you're there, so that you can, you know, not feel burnt out at the end of the day. You don't put as much weight and pressure onto yourself anymore to do this job like with your everything, you know. Instead, you're kind of doing your job properly, but without all that stress and that weight around it. Coming home and being like, this is now my time. This is mine. Like, your time is your most valuable resource, and you're finally claiming it. And when you get home, you're now like, how would I like to spend this time? How do I want to use this day? You're not going to allow your job or your day life to kind of force you to lose the time that is yours as well, outside of that, to allow you to like disassociate and walk away from what belongs to you. So I see you reclaiming it through these practices, through like, you know, having that bubble bath, having that tea time, like doing stuff that makes you feel good. It could even be picking up an old hobby that you used to do that brought you a lot of joy. I can see you doing that, because I'm really drawn to that with the painter card. I do see you like returning to a hobby that used to bring you joy, to try and make it uplift you again, because that's what you're looking for. I'm seeing a lot of red, like, and I'm seeing that like proactive, determined, headstrong energy being returned into you with the puppeteer as well, but you're doing it in a different way. You're utilizing it differently. So rather than being read as in productive in like a corporate kind of capitalist, go to work, do the hard grind kind of way, I'm seeing it more being turned towards yourself and how you can proactively lift yourself up in your life and make you feel good. So you're redirecting that really lovely, fantastic energy, but with the priority shift being you. You're focusing on yourself. Because I think what you might have a tendency to do, especially with the warrior card, you may have a tendency to be like really, really focused, fixated on your work. You'll think about it in your spare time, on your weekend. You'll think about it after work, before work. But you're realizing you don't need to do that now. In this last quarter, you're realizing you don't need to think about it. You don't need to worry about it. You can compartmentalize that somewhere else in your brain while you enjoy your free time. That's yours. It belongs to you. Okay, so we have the 5 of Sticks here, 4 of Cups in reverse and the Moon card, the 9 of Sticks in reverse. You also have the 8 of Swords in reverse with the Fool card upright, with the Knight of Swords in reverse. And you have the Empress. Yeah, with the 5 of Wands there, I'm seeing like some sort of rivalry, but I don't think it's between like you and another person. I feel like it's within yourself almost. It's like a status or power struggle, but more so for like the claim of it, if that makes sense. So you may have been someone who really prioritized a way of being, a certain lifestyle, like, oh, I really need to do well at work because if I do that, then this will happen and this will happen. And you're starting to realize that you were kind of presented a sort of an illusion, a dream that was never going to come true. And I think it wasn't like intentional. So I think that shifted your mindset a bit here. So for the last quarter, I can see that you're kind of now allowing your perspective to shift, but there's like a struggle there because it's hard to undo a way of thinking that you've had forever. If you thought A plus B equals C and now people are telling you actually it equals F, that's going to be hard for you to work out, and you'll be like, oh, why is that? Because that's not the equation that I've been given. Like, it's a tough transition for you in terms of wrapping your head around this new fact. And now the priority has to shift, and instead of it being, okay, so I do this and I do this and I get that, it now has to be taking a look at what you have, what your resources are, what you currently can create, what would you like to do with these things that would bring you joy now. What does joy look like for you, and reimagining that. And so this is a big shift for you because you're having to grapple with this new reality that doesn't really align with what you expected, with this expectation that you had. And I think with the 9 of Wands in reverse there, I can see that you're now becoming adaptable. Like every winter, the squirrel adapts. They don't know on what day precisely winter's coming. All they can do is sense it and feel it and try and prepare for it and follow this instinct within them. So I can almost see that you are kind of tapping more into your intuition, or maybe into the primal version of you, who you are below the surface. If you had never been, raised in this kind of capitalist corporate environment, who are you, beyond that? And I think you're tapping into it and tuning in and trusting that to lead you in the right place. You're trying to see what feels right for you. And so I think you're becoming more adaptable to where you're kind of like, sort of instability might be a part of your future, or unpredictability, should I say, because now you can't really imagine what your future looks like. So all you can do is prepare to be somebody who is ready for all of those times. And so I can see you working on that. Like I can see you preparing to always have what you need in the event that things change, or your goal shifts, or the goalpost moves. You're almost preparing for that and creating plans, and that can look like doing research into things like how to forage, or how to grow your own plants, how to start your own garden. Like I feel like you're trying to be more self-sufficient and tap back into your kind of natural being, your kind of normal, like biological self, the person you are without all of this superficial environment around you, without all of these superficial goals. and these kind of aims that kind of set you against the world, the natural world that you're kind of around, nature, but that you kind of take no notice of, especially when it comes to your goals. Like, for example, I'm trying to say basically, like, if we think, for example, like about makeup, I swear to God, every time I find a good brand where I'm like, they're vegan, they're cruelty free, it says so on their thing, come to find out they actually have like a dog testing lab or a rabbit testing lab, and I'm just like, it's literally all of them. It's literally all of them. And as much as I love doing makeup, I genuinely love it. It's so creative. It feels like I'm doing art every day, like, but just on my face. As much as I love it, the reward for doing my makeup is not worth the lives lost creating that makeup. And a couple months ago, like, I got to a point where I was like, is this worth it? Like, as much as I enjoy it, as much as it's a great hobby for me and I love it, how can I say that my face being covered in makeup is more important than the lives of all the animals that are getting tortured as we speak? So for me, I've made the decision to use up all the makeup I have, all that's left, keep using it, and then once that's gone, throw that shit away, like, and never buy makeup again. Once I've gone through all my makeup, that's it, it's over. Like, I'm shifting what is a priority to me and what I enjoy. That's going to be really hard to do in this kind of capitalist society, because almost everything is corrupt. Everything is made in a really corrupt, horrible way. So it's hard to find, you know, things that work better. But like, for example, I bought this a few years ago, like a mini tiny little like paint set that is made naturally, so it's biodegradable, it will never harm the environment. And I was just like, I'll just start getting creative with this, like, not on my face of course, but like I can replace that hobby that I enjoy, that makeup, I can replace that with something else. And on top of that, I'll also be embracing my kind of natural face as well, because I won't be wearing makeup. So I'll have to reshift the way I think about things and the way I interact with the world, because makeup is also something where, like, I use it as sort of a sign of professionalism at work. If you don't turn up to work wearing makeup, you get a lot of judgment of like, oh, they clearly don't care about this job, they're not putting effort in, you know, maybe they don't want to be here, sort of thing. So I'll have to shift the way my brain actually uses makeup and thinks about these things. So it's things like that. You're having to completely shift your idea on things in order to feel happy and like this world fits you, and feel more in tune with the world around you and the animals around you and nature. Like, it's even little things like killing bugs is seen as just so normal and commonplace, like, oh, there's a fly in my house, let's get that and kill it, kind of thing. And actually it's just so crazy to me. Like, when you actually stop and think about it, it's actually a bit crazy that we do that. Like, we really should just take them outside and like put them outside, but like, we're taught to be afraid of them, and I don't know why. But it's just one of those things again where it's like, yeah, why was I taught that? Why do we think this way? I think you're challenging all of those like beliefs that we kind of get used to over time. Because I think as well, people were so obsessed with fantasy stuff and like fairies and whatever, and I'm like, if fairies are a real thing, they are literally flies. Like flies and bugs and beetles and whatever, because they're little small creatures with wings. You cannot tell me that if we had fairies on this earth, they wouldn't be flies. Okay, so I'm like, so for all you people glorifying sci-fi or fantasy, you should also love and respect little critters and creatures, because they are basically what you're idolizing. That's just my personal take, but I can see you challenging all of these unusual, strange rules and things that we've been taught that have kind of forced you to be out of sync with who you are. You're challenging them so that you can find your way back to you again. But I see this being a really patient journey for yourself. Change doesn't happen in a night, and I think you're very aware of that. So you're going to be really patient with yourself in terms of recognizing this kind of adaptability is like a type of creativity almost, and you're being patient with yourself, because if you force creativity, it's just not going to happen. So it's a journey that you're going on for sure. It's something new, a new way of like being that you've not really considered before. I'm definitely seeing something is going to come through for you that's going to make you feel very happy, because you overall, we're getting this kind of dissatisfaction with life, this kind of stagnation, and you want to flip it, you want to change it, you don't want to follow the status quo. And so with the moon here, with the Four of Cups or chalices in reverse, it's kind of like what I'm seeing for you is this kind of mystery, surprise, this good thing kind of waiting around the corner for you. So it's really good at this moment in time that you're challenging these ideas, because that means that you're creating space for the universe to be like, oh, you don't like this? Okay, here. Like, and you're going to get this really great thing. I think it's going to align with what you want in terms of this kind of way more enjoyable way of living that aligns better with your morals and who you are. And here we've actually got the King of Cups coming out. So it's definitely going to make you feel satisfied, happy with your lot in life, like you're the wealthiest, richest person in the world. Like, even if it's not a material, like, financial thing, you're going to feel like you've won the lottery. Whatever this is that's coming in, it's going to make you feel really, really good. Whatever you now set your sights on in terms of your end goal, this amazing thing that you're looking forward to, that comes through exactly for you. So it could be lots of money, it could be, but I do feel like you're having a shift away from these kind of superficial or like capitalist kind of ideas. Like, I know I keep bringing this up lately in readings, but I just saw another TikTok today of this couple who had saved a deposit for a house and instead decided to buy a van because, one, it's going to make them save so much more money overall so they can retire early and start to actually enjoy and live their life. So that's way more valuable than any house could be. But also, they get to travel, they get to, you know, go and wake up on the most beautiful, like, scenic beaches or in beautiful forests. Like, they really get to enjoy their life, and that makes them the richest people in the world. So it's like shifting your perspective onto something else that's even more valuable. It could be having your time back, as in the early retirement there that I spoke about. It could be actually getting to enjoy the world that you're in, so that's sightseeing and traveling and things like that. You're actually going to be getting that. You're going to get that thing that you want that makes you feel satisfied and complete and whole and content in life as well. I think where usually you've been feeling trapped, the next 3 months are really gonna show you that you are set free. Like, you've never been trapped this whole time. There's actually been room for you to do different things and move if you just changed your outlook and shifted what was valuable to you and thought about what's really, really important to you. If only you'd done that sooner, then you could have avoided more, like, you know, more of that dissatisfaction with life, and you could have started enjoying things. But I think in the next 3 months, you're finally being set free from this type of mindset that's had you locked in on things that don't matter to you, that you don't actually care about. And you're going to be starting this brand new journey, this brand new way of being, a way of enjoying your life and thinking about things and being who you truly are. This exchange of priorities, by the way, it's not you like having to kind of shift your perspective because what you truly wanted didn't work out, so you're going for like plan B. You're genuinely going to enjoy whatever it is you're now focusing on, whatever it is you now want that you're going after. You're actually going to be really excited about that, and it's going to take priority over what all of your past sort of dreams and goals were. So you're genuinely going to enjoy this. It's not like you're having to settle for the next best thing. You are really going to enjoy this whole process of finding your way back to yourself, to who you truly are, to this like natural version of yourself. You're essentially having both an inner and outer glow up, because you're starting off with this inner glow up that's then going to help you manifest this outer one where you get to create the environment and life that you want. There could also potentially be connections on the horizon for you in the next 3 months as well, like especially a romantic one, just because we do have a knight there. Yeah, I can definitely see that this shift of like this social climbing just isn't for you, this social struggle of like, so now I need to start here in my career and then build up here and go here and do this, and that kind of social climber kind of mentality doesn't fulfill you emotionally. It doesn't bring any joy in for you. It doesn't make you feel good. It's so crazy that we've got this coming in time and time again. But what will make you feel good is trusting your intuition, tapping into nature, feeling who you are again, feeling alive again. So I can definitely see just so much of a positive journey for you, a complete reshift in how you spend your time, use your time, what your priorities are, what makes you feel good, your goals. Everything is changing for you in such a massive, beautiful way. I can see you getting more creative, finding your way back to hobbies that you enjoy. I can see you having time that is yours. Like, finally, you're creating a life that is going to lead to you sort of like having exactly what you want earlier rather than later. And it starts with you being really protective over what you have now, because if you just start handing stuff out and being really generous, you're going to lose what you're building. So it's really important to protect everything you're creating, protect your assets, protect your knowledge, everything, and stay true to this path. Don't let people kind of pull you off of it. It might not be tiny home living, but that's just the example I'm giving of kind of escaping this kind of capitalist grind. That's just the example. But whatever it is, don't allow people to kind of pull you away from it or make you feel ridiculous. You know, follow what feels right for you, because when you do then get that and you can then retire early, all the time you have is yours. Like, you get to go sightseeing, you get to eat the food you want, you get to live where you want to live, you can do your hobbies like outside and in your van. Like, you could end the day with like some drawing or some writing or some reading, and you don't have to worry about work and reports and what's due and what isn't, because you wouldn't have one at that point in time. Like, you will eventually get what it is you're looking for. You just have to trust your intuition and allow it to lead you to the right place. And I think over the next 3 months, you're taking stock of all of this, of everything you need to do that. And you're looking at what you've created in the year so far and realising you're ready for this change. You're ready. So that is what I'm seeing for you, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you were drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye! Okay, hello my pile 2s, welcome to your readings. So you chose the Chameleon with Stand Out from the Crowd. Let's get you some more oracle cards so that we can see what's going on for you in this last quarter of the year. Oh, we've got another reptile. So we've got snake, clear the path for renewal. Okay, oh, and then we've got air with communicate clearly. We also have the forgotten, missed opportunities, fear of failure. We also have the champion in reverse with achievement and downfall. We also have the weaver in reverse with rediscovery and transition. Interesting. We're getting a lot of this, like, with the weaver and the snake, this kind of winding path energy, this kind of going with the flow, this back and forth. I'm getting both shying away and movement, because when a snake is moving, that's kind of the way they move. But then I'm getting shying away, because it's almost like if you touched this straight line, it would kind of cave in. Same with like a chameleon, the way their tail like wraps around branches and things. It's kind of like scared to let go. It's like holding on. So I think there's definitely a calling for you in the next like 3 months, for you to let go of your fear, of your resistance to your brilliance, because I think you are very special. I think with a chameleon, like, you've probably got some sort of good quality about you that, like, it's almost like you need to be seen, or people tend to notice you and you don't like it. Like, you could be on, like, you may find yourself in situations where, like, you often get on public transport, you're on a train, you're on a tube, whatever, and people are staring. And you're just like, it bothers you because you're like, why are you staring? Like, why am I under scrutiny right now? I hate this. Let me go invisible. Let me blend into the wall. But you're just afraid of being perceived, but equally you're afraid of being forgotten. You're afraid of losing out on life, of not participating, of pulling yourself away from opportunities because you're afraid to be there. So you kind of make yourself invisible almost. You're not claiming the power that you have. It's there. People are noticing it. Other people see it. I think you know it's there deep down too, but you're just really afraid to claim it, to participate in this world, to be someone who is seen and therefore judged as well. I think you might have a problem with that, with speaking up for yourself, with going after what it is you want. Like, with clear communication, it's not just about standing up for yourself, it's also about voicing when you want something. and when you want to go after something. There's so much to this. I think there's going to be a need for you to step into the light and get out of your comfort zone and be seen and be heard. It's going to kind of happen whether you want it or not. You're kind of being led down this path naturally. Like this person is kind of floating, whether they like it or not, into being perceived, into perception, into opportunities. I think even if that's uncomfortable for you, you aren't someone who's supposed to be in the shadows. I don't think anyone is, but you're not someone who's supposed to be in the shadows. You're supposed to stand out and be seen and be heard. There's something important that you need to do in this world and share with people. And finally you're getting this calling of like, now is the time. Do it. It's almost like this glow up is happening for you in terms of your confidence, because you've got everything you need already. I think you're probably already very noticeable, very talented, but it's just the confidence element. Okay, we also have the Ace of Swords in reverse. I think this is saying clearly that you have a lot of potential in this lifetime to make your mark on this world. It's clearly something you want, and you've got a lot of potential to do it, but you have a lot of illusions in your mind, a lot of doubts, a lot of fears and anxieties that are holding you back, and you're kind of giving in to those voices in your head, sort of telling you you're not good enough, or don't go for it, don't try, it's safer here, why would you want to leave this safe space, you know? And that's coming through really strongly. But I think it's really important for you to try, and let go of that kind of mindset, because you have the potential to build something so amazing, so wonderful, to build a legacy not only for you and a name for yourself, but also for your family or future family. You have the potential to build so much security and wealth for yourself and others if you put yourself out there and applied yourself and did the things you actually wanted to do. So I can definitely see that this calling is coming through to clear this kind of toxicity from your mind, because with the Ace of Swords, you have the power to cut through the illusions in your mind. You've got that power, but you're not utilizing it yet. It's almost like with the disintegrating sword here in the Champion, you have the power to be a champion, you have that sword, but you're allowing these insecurities to eat away at your power. It's eating away at this sword. Now is the time to use that sword. Now is the time to clear your mind of these illusions, of this toxic negative way of talking to yourself. Because if you don't claim it now, when will you? When is a good time? The more you put it off, the more you put off going after what it is you want, the more you delay yourself, the more you risk never trying, never doing it. And you don't want to be, you know, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 saying, yeah, I never did that and I always wanted to. So it's really important that you actually go after what it is you want. Like, now is really the time to allow this new version of yourself to come through. And hey, fake it till you make it. If you don't feel confident, if you don't feel good going after these dreams of yours and these desires, fake it till you make it. Pretend you are, and eventually you'll convince yourself that you do feel more confident than you do. Yeah, I can see you being very guarded. It's really hard for you with the Four of Pentacles there to allow yourself to be seen, to allow yourself to be perceived, to let that out, to kind of put yourself on display. This is something that's really tough for you. You like to be invisible and go into the background and give in to those voices that make you disassociate from your reality and not get involved. But with the Hermit here, it's time for you to come out. It's time for you to come out of that shell. You've learned all you needed to know. You know, there's no good now sort of staying inward and internal for you now. It's almost like if you stay in hermit mode too long, this is like a sub message of hermit mode, but if you stay in there too long, you run the risk of doing some damage, because you're now not taking the opinions and thoughts of the outside world into consideration, because you're only consulting yourself. So it could be like you have this desire to maybe, I don't know, let's say start a YouTube channel, let's just say that, and maybe you're you're someone who has thought about it over in your head, you've mulled it over, you've thought about the pros, cons, what could go wrong, and now you're stuck on the what could go wrong. You know, so many thoughts are running through your head. Maybe no one's gonna like your videos, maybe you might even cause a controversy or something, or have a big, like, make a big mistake or something that kind of gets you cancelled or whatever. And now that's kind of trapped you in place, and when actually what you really need is, rather than continuing to consult your own opinion on the matter, what you really need is to just give it a go and try and see what happens. And then based on the reactions there, you can go from there. You can be like, oh, okay, they don't really like this video, but I liked making it, so actually I'm going to keep going. Or, oh, they didn't like this video, so I'm actually going to change the types of videos I make. You know, now's the time for that external consultation, external validation. Rather than going inward, it's time to now explore the outer world with you as well. Yeah, we've got the Devil in reverse here, so that's amazing. I do think you're going to be breaking free this month of that kind of mindset. I do think, and a wish is gonna come true for you too when you do break that mindset. But I think it's so interesting. You're kind of like this star in this chain here, and the chain and the sort of restraints around you are this kind of mindset of, I want to be invisible, I don't want to be seen, no one look at me, I just want to, you know, breeze through this life and get to the end of it. That is trapping you. That's trapping your energy, your potential, who you are. This like lovely kind of beautiful, bright, vibrant energy is being trapped. And you're breaking free of that. Over the next 3 months, this massive glow up is happening for you, where you're finally releasing that type of mindset and you're allowing your star to shine, your energy to get out there. And this is allowing a really big dream of yours to manifest. It's allowing that big dream or hope or goal that you've had to actually come in, so that you're no longer restrained. Yeah, something catastrophic needs to change here. Yeah, your world is definitely getting shaken up as you know it with the Tower card. So if you're used to kind of your life being this kind of mundane, structured, you know, routine that never changes, get ready, because it's going to change. It's going to change in a really big way. And we've got the Ten of Cups here. So I can see things changing for you in terms of maybe romantic love. I can see maybe you getting, and with the Nine of Cups here as well, maybe getting a partnership that is going to be a long-term committed one that maybe leads to whatever long-term success looks like to you in a relationship. It could be more traditional with like marriage and babies, because I am seeing that. But if that's not what long-term success looks like to you, it will just be your version of what that looks like. It could just be being together forever with no babies, and maybe your babies are your pets or something, you know. And no marriage. But whatever it is that looks like success to you, I can see that coming in for you. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing someone coming in, because we've got a knight there with wands, the Knight of Wands. So I am seeing somebody come in, but they can't come in until you clear this mindset. Because if you have this massive issue with being perceived and people noticing you and, you know, wanting to interact with you, then you're not going to enjoy when people sort of, you know, come through the cracks and they're like, here I am, you know, hello. And you're like, absolutely not. Oh, what's this one? Number 1. You're actually manifesting these changes yourself, because you've got that strong desire and drive to actually escape this kind of being or mindset, like you want out of it. So you're actually manifesting this, and I think you're manifesting this person coming in for you. Whoever this is definitely your forever person that is manifesting in for you in the next 3 months. But they can't come in until you are comfortable with being seen, with interacting with the world. It's not just a case of you telling yourself, yeah, I'm ready to be seen, but then you actually go out into the world, and when they try and interact with you, you shy away, you don't interact, you don't want to talk, you don't want to know, like, you don't want to hear it. You have to kind of break free of all those sort of anxieties and the what ifs and the no, it could go wrongs going on in your head, in order to allow all of these changes to come in. So I'm seeing really big stuff for you. I'm seeing you getting the goal that you wanted, which is especially going to help you financially. And I'm seeing you breaking free of this mindset, shifting that perspective, which is also going to allow you to manifest what it is you want in terms of relationships. And that's really going to make you feel like you kind of hit the jackpot as well. By letting yourself out, by showing who you are, you're winning something, because you're going to feel very wealthy, almost like you hit the jackpot. It could even be wealth that manifests for you because you're finally putting yourself out there and accepting the opportunities that come your way because of that, because you're finally applying yourself to what it is you want. But this is all helping you to manifest, bringing in what it is you truly want. You first have to just let yourself out. Like, this is you trapped here and this is you being poured out. You're allowing the world to see you. You're shining really bright. It's time for the world to kind of see you and see this thing that you want to do, because I think you'd be really good at it. Whatever it is, I think you're really good at it. You have everything you need to make it work, to make it happen in a really successful way. So try and rebuild your sword in this time to be able to cut away from those illusions that you're kind of creating that are holding you back in your mind, and go for it. Apply yourself, do what it is you want to do, because it's going to allow you access to all of these good things coming in for you as well. So that is what I see for you, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and if you were drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye! Okay, hello my pile 3s, welcome to your reading. So you chose Aventurine with Have a Positive Mindset. So let's get some more oracle cards for you before we get into your tarot. Oh, okay. We have Patchouli with Find Emotional Balance. And we have Peppermint with Tap Into Your Psychic Gifts. Ooh. Nice. Okay. I think you might be in the next sort of 3 months kind of figuring out like what herbal teas, herbal remedies sort of work for you and your body, because everyone's different. So, you know, go with what suits you, because there's so many out there where they're like, oh my god, these help to make you feel less bloated, and when, you know, you try them, they actually bloat you more. So it's like, or make you feel worse. So everyone's different, so try what works for you. But this might actually help if you're trying to have a positive mindset, because having certain like herbs and things can really help you help your body function, help you feel better, and that will help in turn have a positive mindset, find that emotional balance. So maybe finding out what works for you, what teas you like and things like that could be really good for you over the next 3 months. And it is also something nice and warm to start your day off, because there's going to be a nice cold winter, so you know, having a warm herbal tea in the morning could really set you up for a day of success. We also have the Warrior, Perfectionism and Burnout. We have the Priest in reverse with a Perseverance and Faith. Oh, we have the Merchant, Self-Worth and Trade in reverse as well. What I'm actually going to do is kind of put your tarot cards over these oracle cards, because I need more information on those. So, ooh, we have the Queen of Wands over the Priest with Perseverance and Faith. Sorry, the Queen of Swords. So I'm definitely seeing that people are taking you seriously more over the next 3 months. There's something where you're being like intellectually recognized as like quite a superior person in this certain avenue. It could be that you win sort of an argument, a debate. It could be that you're doing really well at work and people are finally recognizing that you know your stuff and your opinion should be respected. So I'm seeing definitely like people will start to see this about you. That fell out over the Warrior, so we're going to leave that there. But people will start to see this about you for sure. And I think on a side note, it could also be that you're moving away from religion or, you know, sort of ideas about yourself that stemmed from maybe some religious beliefs. You're starting to accept yourself for like who you are. Interesting. And with the Hanged Man here, what I'm also seeing is that while people are going to respect you intellectually, you do have Perseverance and Faith in reverse with the Hanged Man there, with that Queen who is more proactive. I think if you actually just wait for your opportunity, bide your time, wait for the chance to kind of show off this intelligence, wait for your perfect moment, people will just see effortlessly that you are this really intelligent, amazing person. But I think it's not something you can prove. I think if you chase it too much and force it, then people will just kind of dismiss it. But I think if you wait for people to come to that conclusion on their own, they will reach it. But it's just one of those things. I think especially if you felt kind of like people don't take you seriously at work, or they don't see your worth or your value, or if they don't see you as like this, you know, capable person, it's just about giving them time. I mean, of course, there are things you can do in the meantime if you want to watch videos on how to communicate better, or read books on how to communicate better, because that's a key part to being seen as like an intelligent, capable person at work, is actually your communication style, because the way you communicate is what will allow people to see your intelligence or not. If you can't communicate well, they don't know that you know all the facts. You know it, but you're not able to vocalize it. So it could be something as small as that, like if you want to go read like certain books on how to communicate at work, things like that. But I am seeing that you are finally going to be recognized as somebody who is capable, and this may even lead to opportunities for you down the line as well in terms of career progression. But with the warrior, we have the Empress coming out over the top of that. So something I'm seeing for you is probably that you're trying to find a balance, and I think that's why we're getting all these herbs as well coming in, between what you kind of have to do in life, like you have to go to work, you kind of have to put effort in and do that, but at the same time it goes against who you are naturally. Like, we're not made to do those things. We're made to, like, I don't know, sleep in the forest and make a fire and like build a shelter. Like, that's what we're made to do. So it feels very unnatural almost. So with the burnout, that's natural. That's gonna happen because you're not doing something that you were meant to do. And I think there's going to be a calling for you to find your alignment. What is going to make you feel good? How could you use the world as it currently is, in the state it's in? How can you use it to your advantage? How can you find something that fits you? So for example, over the last few years, like since COVID, work from home has become like a very normal, commonplace thing. I personally love it, but I have met so many people who genuinely wanted to work from home, did it, and then hated it because they weren't moving, so they felt like they were being inactive, it was affecting their health, their body. They weren't being social because, you know, they're just at home by themselves technically, and they actually left work from home to go and be in an in-person job because that's just what they preferred. And it's kind of this natural thing of where your body is like, it needs to move, it needs to do stuff. And for me, that ain't the case. I like being work from home, but you know, for other people, they want to move, they want to do stuff. That's like a natural part of being a human. You do want to move your body, you do want to sort of like exercise and things like that. It actually makes you feel a lot better. So it could be for you maybe figuring out what type of job works for you. If you look at all the jobs in the world and you put your sights onto one, what can you do to get to the qualifications or experience you need to get in order to get there? Because it could be that you want to be in a completely different field, and that would actually maybe vibe with you so much better. Like, I went pottery painting the other day, side note, and I was just watching. I was there like, so I got like the last slot of the day, so I was there basically 20 minutes before they were closing, and I was seeing them like clean up, and they were talking to each other, and they were like, oh, we need to put 10 pallets over here and wash those up, and then it's just 5 pallets over there, 10 over here, brushes, and then we're done. Like, they were talking about that, and I know, like, realistically it's probably not fun. You're probably like, oh god, like my 9 to 5, I've got to come in and wash all these dishes, blah blah blah. But I was looking at it and I was like, man, that's so fun. You're alone in like a pottery shop by yourself. Like, when I leave in 10 minutes, I'm here now, but you know, when I leave in 10 minutes, you're gonna be here by yourself with each other, chit-chatting, gib-gabbing, washing up these paint palettes, alone in a pottery shop. You could even do a little bit of pottery yourself. I bet you get a discount. I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, I was like, I'm jealous. I would love to do that. And then you're putting all the pottery into the kiln. Yeah, let me do it. And I was just sitting there and I was like, should I change my career? I genuinely, it looks so fun. I wouldn't, because I put so much effort into my career and I do love what I'm doing, but it just genuinely looks so fun. So maybe it's like for you there needs to be a shift in like what you actually want to do, what field you want to be in, which could help you feel more aligned, and maybe you're coming to terms with what that is over the next quarter. But also it could just be simply that you realize you don't need to invest as much as you are investing. Maybe for you there could be an element here with the warrior of you putting so much into it, really giving it your all, and then we've got the empress here, where it's like nature calling you back to who you are, that you need to kind of get grounded and return to yourself. It's almost like you're recognizing half the stuff you do not need to do. Half the mental load you put on yourself, half the weight, half the stress you kind of put on yourself doesn't need to be there. If you really looked at it and analysed it, you'd realise like you don't actually need to do those things, because it doesn't actually change the amount that you're doing at work and the effort you're putting in. It just changes the strain on yourself. So it could be that you're starting to realign with what is for you to worry about and what isn't. Like, especially if you're someone who commutes to work, what I'm seeing is you taking that process so much more gently and slowly, because I think the morning commute to work can be so stressful. Even if you wake up 3 hours earlier than you need to get there, public transport will ruin that. It will ruin that for you. And so it's always like oh god, I'm late, and like run in there, you know, and it's too stressful. And by the time you get there, you're sweaty, your makeup's down your face, like it's not worth it. So I feel like you're going to be changing the way you approach the mornings, and you're just more mellow about it. And I think as well, you might even be starting your day differently. So like the first thing you should do in the morning should not be focus on getting to work and when you need to get to work. It should be something for you. So the first thing in the morning, you need to set yourself like a to-do or a task or a goal for the day that has nothing to do with work. So that way when you wake up, you're not waking up for work, you're waking up to do that, and then work is secondary. So it could be like you wake up to do yoga in the morning, or you wake up to have 30 minutes with your herbal tea and a bit of meditation, and that is time for you, non-negotiable, where you will not think about work, you're just doing you. Could be going for a walk in the morning. I used to do that, and that was actually really good at making me excited to get up and not think about, you know, the fact I had to go in. This was a different job, by the way, not this one. I am always excited to go to this one. But it's like getting up and just being like, I'm gonna do something for me, and doing that first. So there needs to kind of be a reshift there, so that way you can protect yourself from that burnout, help you find more emotional balance, have that positive mindset, and yeah, just start to reclaim your power, start to enjoy your life from that. We also had the Merchant over here with self-worth and trade in reverse, and then we had is that a 4? Yeah, the 4 of Swords in reverse as well. So what I'm seeing as well here is much of the same. It's kind of like the worth that what is the value of what you're putting in to work, and all this effort that you're kind of, and stress and strain you're putting on yourself. What is the payoff from that? What do you get at the end of the day after you've put so much into something else? It doesn't just have to be work as well, by the way, it could be anything, but I am thinking work. But at the end of the day, do you feel like the payment or the reward you got from that was worth it? If not, it might be time to take a break. Maybe it's too much for you. Maybe you now need to use some of your annual leave and take a bit of a holiday for yourself. Take time for yourself. So I can see you kind of getting a break. I can see you taking time to think about what's important to you, and to just get space and clear your head and not have to worry about projects and things for a while. I can just see you taking time for you. Yeah, there's a future of emotional fulfillment waiting for you, but you just need time. You just need time right now. And you also need to kind of, you need to shift your perspective a little bit and have time to heal, to recover from the burnout, shift your perspective onto what it is that can make you feel joy in the day, and that will really help as well. And with the Temperance in reverse there, you're definitely getting called to not overindulge in any areas of this life. So don't overindulge when it comes to working too hard, but also playing too hard, taking a break for too long. Just make sure there's a really lovely balance, because you don't want to overdo either of them, because that doesn't make you feel good. It could be like either taking a break for too long makes you feel restless, but then working too hard makes you feel stagnant. So you've got to make sure that there's like a really good balance there. I think you're going to be being your own kind of rock or mentor over the next quarter. I don't think you've got anyone to kind of pull you into check. I think it's as is the case for most adults, you of course get to do whatever you want to do. And I think you're recognizing that you do need a little bit of control or guidance, but of course you're the only person that can do that. So I can see you setting up more of a structure for yourself. You're being more proactive when it comes to telling yourself you need a break now. Give yourself a break. Or like, okay, you've taken a break too long, time to get back to it. Like you're being way more considerate of how you're spending your time and what your needs are. You're really listening to yourself, because we've got something about psychic gifts here as well. So I think you're really listening to what you need. We've got the Page of Swords in reverse, and then we also had the Fool card as well. Oh, you're getting a new psychic power. So here where we sort of have tap into your psychic gifts, I've just asked about that, and you have the Page of Swords and you also have the Fool card. The Page of Swords is in reverse. So that makes me think you're getting a new psychic power. Something different. And it's coming from a different source. Where usually your psychic power might come from one particular source or spirit or avenue. It could be like an inherited power. It could be coming from an ancestor, a spirit guide, an angel or something. This is coming from somewhere else. This is coming from, I feel like, something very powerful. And it doesn't feel hereditary. It feels like learned or taught or bestowed upon you randomly. Like there's definitely some sort of new psychic power coming in for you for sure. And I think this psychic power is going to help you understand people better and those around you and dynamics and social structures and things, so that you can elevate your finances or your social standing and security. So I think this psychic power could be understanding people, recognizing what they need from you and allowing them to find it, and provide that effortlessly. You're able to manifest in what you need in order to get the opportunities that come your way. If there's like a important project at work that you want to be involved in, you're really good at knowing exactly what you need to do in order to get that, because of this psychic ability that's coming in. You now know, okay, these are the steps I need to take, and then I can get there, and then I can kind of present my findings to be a part of this project. Like, it's almost like a clarity, an understanding of others. I'm seeing a lot of like happiness and satisfaction and rewards, especially with your, I want to say family, but that doesn't feel right. It feels more like a generational thing. Like something's being passed down to you generationally that you're really happy with, where you're getting a reward from it and you're feeling like it's very valuable, where you're almost getting this amazing gift that is rare, that you never would have got unless you'd been in the type of family that you're in. There's something coming to you. It could be that spiritual gift. Oh, it's coming to you quickly. It's coming to you fast with the Chariot there. And it's going to bring you a lot of success. It's definitely something generational, something to do with money, because we've got the Ace of Coins there, and something to do with the mind. A dream of yours is coming true. A big dream, a big wish of yours is manifesting in, and it's tangled up in the speed of this gift that's coming to you. So it will happen once you actually get this gift that's coming in. It's a gift from family or a gift from your like genetics. It's like hereditary. There's something like a psychic gift or psychic power. You might have like quite a powerful family in terms of spiritual witchy kind of family. You've also got the Ace of Cups in reverse with the King of Pentacles. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like you're showing something off about yourself. It's something to do with your mind and your intelligence and some sort of knowledge you have, but it's shining like an aura to people. It's really clear, and that for some reason is going to be helping you financially. It's going to help you feel very wealthy, lucky, successful in life over the next 3 months. it has something to do with this psychic ability. It seems to be opening a lot of doors for you and manifesting things in for you. I think there's a trade happening. You're channeling an energy or a power that might not be yours. It's coming externally, I think, for a trade. You're giving something to receive this power. What is it that you're giving to receive this power from something? You're not taking it from yourself. You're getting it from some sort of source, like a generational family source. You might be calling on other spirits to kind of help you financially or help you just in general in terms of being seen as somebody worthy to receive opportunities in life. You have the 8 of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, but the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse. Okay. So I see what's happening. You're pouring out a lot of energy and effort into your image, career, success, things like that, finances, and those are all important things, and you do you, focus on what you want to focus on. But I think it could be your ancestors or something. They don't want this for you, so they're kind of getting involved, and I think that's where that external source of power is coming from. They're helping to untrap you, because actually that kind of mindset of like that grind, the rat race, let me make sure I get really wealthy and my status is here and blah blah blah, it's not fulfilling to you, and it won't be, and it's actually trapping you. So I think they're coming in to really help you there, because they want you to be happy and successful and manifest your dreams, but they want you to do it in a way that doesn't burden you, and they also want to make sure that you're not focused on the wrong things in life. You need to kind of shift your perspective on what is valuable to you, like I was sort of saying in terms of recognizing what brings more value to you. Is it burning out over this job, you know, or is it what you can do with your time, your free time that is yours, you know? So I'm seeing them helping to reshift your perspective. They're giving you the psychic ability to know what fits you and what feels right, and to stop focusing on certain things and allow people to come to their conclusions about you, allow things to unfold as they are meant to without trying to control the narrative a little bit. So I can see a lot of support there. I also think if you maybe do drink herbal teas, you might stumble across a certain type of herbal tea that helps you kind of feel more connected to your ancestors as well. But that's what I'm seeing for you for the next 3 months. These big shifts, especially internally, but also career shifts and psychic powers, changing how you spend your time, how you treat yourself, the focus of the day, making sure it's not work or finances or status or anything, but making sure it's you, like internally how you're feeling. These are all the things that I'm kind of seeing coming in for you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and if you were drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye!